All right, so first thing we're going to do is one final review of the alphabet. And this time, rather than me telling you what the letters are and telling you the weird pronunciation things about them, the ones that are different. Oh, and I forgot a letter. Hey. Bonus points if you can tell me what letter I forgot. Yep. So what do we call that one? N. Very good. Muy bien. Okay, so I'm just going to go through.
You also forgot the CH.
Hey, you're right. Look at that. I guess I went on autopilot and was just doing the English alphabet. Well done. All right, but I got the double L and the double R, so. All right, so we'll start with Blanca and go around and then back, and you just tell me the name of each letter. So.
A.
B.
Say. Yeah, good. Say. And. Che.
D.
A. Good. Yeah, so that's like that. A. And Mary Caitlin? Good. And
Che or
that's a G. So that'll be. This one's funny. This one is. Anybody remember?
Makes
wait, is it like make like a CH sound?
Not this one. So that would be the J.
Makes a J sound.
So this one will be like, it'll make a Spanish J sound, which is an H in English, if it's followed by E or I. So this is hey. Everyone say that. Hey.
Hey.
All right. So, and it'll normally be just like a hard G, like a G, but if it's followed by an E or an I, it'll be a H. All right. And then Ache. Good. This is the I.
A.
This will be
E.
E. Very good. And
Jota.
Jota. Good. Not quite. Well, in English it's K, but
I don't know.
anybody remember?
Ka.
Ka. Very good. And
LA.
LA. Good. And the double L. Very good. And back to
MA.
Niño.
not quite. Do you remember? It's kind of like MA. It's NA. Good. And NA. Good.
O.
O. Bay. Good.
What?
Close. This will be. If you remember.
Cool.
Cool. Yep. And. Yeah.
I was raising my hand for the Q.
Oh, sorry. But I think we're on you now anyway. So, anybody else remember though? Good. Ere. And then the double R.
Eric.
Yep. So you know what it is. It's just hard to say.
Yeah.
So, ere. So everyone try that. Just kind of take your tongue and sort of let it flap in the wind of the air you're blowing out. Just kind of. If you could just do that sound like, even if it's kind of farther in the back of your mouth like I just did, then do that. Just kind of go, and then push it farther forward. And that's kind of ere. The tongue's actually pretty far forward, ere. But if you need to start practicing it just by blowing air when it's in the back of your mouth, then that works too. All right, and Bruno. Not quite. Yeah. Same sound though. Anybody want to bail them out? Yep.
Essay.
Essay, good. So just think about writing an essay or something. I don't know. Tay, good. Tay. And ooh, yep. Which is basically the sound that Carlos just made. Good, bay. Now, how do you tell bay from bay? This one you could call it bay corta, C-O-R-T-A. That's an optional way to clarify what you're doing. Bay corta, which is short bay. Corta is short. We're on you, right? Good. Doble B or doble U, or there's other ways, but yeah, doble B works. So.
Those are good.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Anybody remember? There's actually like there's a company that has two of these, and it's called Dos
Keys.
Equis. Yes, Dos Equis. They have the most interesting man in the world commercials, which is really funny because people say my dad is that guy. It's kind of accurate, but he is the most interesting man in the world. So, and I forget where we left off. I guess Maria. This is one that doesn't, it's a crazier sounding one. Anybody remember? I'll give you a hint. Greek I.
Y.
Good. Y. And finalmente, finally,
Zeta.
Zeta. Good.
Zeta.
All right, so we'll just say them all one more time. So we'll say them together. Or actually, I'll say them, you repeat, but we'll go fast. A, B, C, Che, D, A, F, Hey. We'll do that one again. Hey. Ache, I, Hota, Ka, Ele, Eye, or in some countries, Eje. Just be aware of that. Eme, Ene, Enye, O, Pe, Ku, Ere, R, S, T, U, B, or you say B corta, doble B or doble U, X, Y, Zeta. All right, real quick. So the vowels make the sounds that they're named after. Se is either an S sound if it's followed by E or I, or it's the hard C like a K sound. This one is either an H sound if it's followed by E or I, or it's the G sound. This one is silent. Hota is the H sound. We already went over that. That's the Y sound or the J sound, depending on the country. Enye is a Nya sound, like piñata. Ku. You're pretty much going to find that with a. I don't think I have actually really talked about ku, have I? But you'll find it followed by a U, like in English. But it's going to make a K sound. So like a good way to remember it is in a Mexican restaurant, you probably ordered queso. What is queso?
Cheese.
Cheese, yep. So queso. And it makes that K sound, even though it's followed by a U. And sounds like a B, which is also, the B and the B are kind of indistinguishable. And this can, if it's like a Mexican word, make an H sound, like Mexico. And then this makes a S sound, Zeta. All right, now we're going to jump into slightly different exercise than we've done before, because I want to give you an opportunity to do some harder pronunciation practice. And expect to make a lot of mistakes. This is this is like a sink or swim learning approach, so don't worry about it. I'm not expecting perfection or anywhere near it. But I'm going to pass out. This is a story from Duolingo. And I think I pointed out before that like if you, if you just do the exercises in Duolingo, you're never going to find anything that is ever like inappropriate or anything like that. But there were some themes and stuff that I found in different stories that, and the podcasts in Duolingo that were, not really as age appropriate. Anyway, so I'm pulling out a story though for this, and this is just the first one that they have. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna read through it a couple of times, and you don't know the vast majority of these words, but you can pronounce them. Because all you need to know to be able to pronounce them, thankfully, it's not like English where everything is an exception and everything is weird. In Spanish, it's pretty straightforward. It's just this. Plus, let's review our accent rule, which is that every time a word ends in a consonant, if it's not an N or an S, then what syllable gets the accent? The last one, very good. Yeah, so the last syllable gets the accent unless it's ending in a vowel or an N or an S. And then the other thing is that if it does end in a vowel, N or S, then which syllable gets the accent?
Second to last.
Very good. So we'll review those by example. What we're going to do is every time the speaker changes, the next student will read the line. So we could, do it a lot of times and have just like 3 people per dialogue through, but that would take a while. So just that. Let me keep one actually now that I think about it. I'll keep one through. I got it.
Oh, I did this one already.
Nice. And it's great because on Duolingo, like you can do these exercises and people will, like you'll just hear them speaking it, and you can speak along with them. That's a really good way to use Duolingo. And remember, like I just give you a time limit on Duolingo. I don't actually give you like an accomplishment goal to meet, except that they can translate into extra credit. But you could use your Duolingo time by going slowly and actually saying all the words that they say. And that would develop your pronunciation skills. All right, so the title of this dialogue is, someone say it?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, good, which means?
Good morning.
Great. So there are 3 characters in it. There's the narrator, there's Hector, and notice it's not Hector, it's Hector, silent H. And then we have Maria, and so I'll just call out the names and move to the next speaker. So we'll start with, let's see, Blanca. Let's just go in normal order. You could do the narrator. And just do your best. Expect to mess up a lot.
Héctor está en casa con su esposa María.
Very good. And I'm not going to translate this the first time through. All right? We're just going to read through and focus on the sounds. That was perfect. That was really good. Bruno, Hector.
Buenos dias, Maria.
Carlos, you'll be
Yes, mi amo.
mi amor.
¿Dónde está mi libro de English?
Good. ¿Dónde está mi libro de inglés? Good. And here's something interesting here. There's some accent marks, and there were in Blanca's line as well. But take a look at inglés. So why is there an accent mark over that E?
Because it's a vowel.
Yeah, so the word ends in a vowel, so the accent should be on the second to last syllable. Not a vowel, sorry, it's a vowel N or S, but that's what you meant, I think. And so since it's in this category, it should be inglés, but they don't want you to say it that way, so they say inglés with an accent mark there. Remember, they insert accent marks where when the accent doesn't follow the rule. But there is one exception to that. Notice donde, see that? Based on the normal rule, should it be pronounced donde even without the accent mark?
Yes.
Yeah, and so what they actually do is if it's a question word, then they insert the they insert the accent every time on certain question words, and it's because of this. If I say donde, this means where as a question. But if I say donde without the accent, then it means where is like, just a statement. So if I say, ¿dónde está mi libro? And I could say, es donde, and let's see, lo se pones. It's where you put it. Then if I say it's where you put it, and I'm not asking a question with donde, then what I would actually do is I would use this. It's donde, no question, so therefore no accent. It's where you put it. All right. Now, so muy bien, which means very good. Let's see. So Dante, Hector.
Perdón.
You got off easy. Right. Pablo.
Tengo un examen de inglés en la universidad.
Very good. Universidad. So there's a lot of syllables, but he still did the right thing by accenting the last one because it ends in a consonant. Very good.
Necesito mi libro.
I'm impressed. That was great. Okay. Juan Esteban.
Maria, tu libro está aquí en la mesa.
Very good. Now QU is going to be the K sound, aquí. And that's one, you did that exactly right with the accent, because normally it would be aquí, but they put an accent, so aquí. Perfect. All right. Maria.
Perdón, mi amor.
Mhm.
Estoy cansada.
Very good. Estoy cansada. Blanca.
¿Quieres café?
Good. And it'll be quieres because it's
Yes.
going to be like the K sound. Very good. And good job with the accent too. All right. Bruno.
Sí, por favor.
Good. And it'll be like por favor because it's kind of like a V, which is weird. And Carlos.
Con o sin leche.
Good. And good accents. The O is always going to be a long O, so con o sin leche. Dante.
Sin leche.
Good. You get the short ones every time. Pablo.
Equa está.
Aquí.
Aquí.
Está. Good. All right. Narrator. Juan Esteban.
María, pon azúcar en el café. Ella bebe su café.
Good. So pone, because in English that would be pon, but in Spanish each one gets a sound. You don't have a silent E in Spanish. Isn't that amazing? You don't have a silent E in Spanish? That's very nice. And then ella, because of the double L. All right, Maria.
No.
I know, good. And yeah, I never explained that one. So the A followed by the Y will be I. And this is kind of like you'd say this almost like, oh no, kind of thing. But it's like an expressive no. Blanca.
¿Qué?
Mhm.
Eso
Very good.
es sale.
Yes, an L there, so sal.
Salt, okay.
Mhm.
No S as a car.
Good. Now look at the accent. Azúcar. Excellent. Okay. All right, Carlos.
Mary.
This will be the last Hector.
María, estás muy cansada.
Good. María, estás muy cansada. Finalmente, Dante.
Sí, necesito más café con azúcar no cansado.
Good. And remember, the O's are always long, so con. And that's really good. All right, well done. I'm impressed. Something else before we go through it again. Take a look at the punctuation. What do you notice that we don't see in English?
The upside down question marks.
Yeah. So the upside down question marks and exclamation marks. You can actually insert those mid-sentence, because if part of the sentence is a question and part of it's not, then you can start with the upside down question mark when it becomes a sentence. So I could say like, I'll just make something up as an example. I guess we don't need all this now. So if you say something like this, this one's dying. C with an accent mark means yes, but if you have no accent mark, it just means if. So, si quieres café, quieres, I don't know, desayuna también. So this would be, if you want coffee, si quieres café, do you want breakfast as well? And so I only made the sentence for one reason. This is a two-clause sentence. And a clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. So si quieres café, the verb is you want, and the subject would be an understood you. But here, we have a new sentence, basically, that could stand alone by itself as a sentence, a new clause here. And only this clause is a question. So I set this whole thing up just to show you that you can have a question mid-sentence, and when you do that, you can put your upside-down question mark at the beginning of the question part of the sentence, rather than putting it over here at the very beginning of the whole sentence. Does that make sense? So only the question part, which I think is actually really cool grammatically that you can do that. All right. Now, what do you think? Should we translate it first, or should we read it again?
Read it again.
Read it again? Okay. And just try to figure out as much as you can of what is going on here, even though you don't know most of the words. Because there are some words that you can figure out just by knowing English words that are similar, right? When you have a word that's similar in two languages, you can call it a cognate, by the way. All right, so this time, let's start with Bruno and do the exact same thing. So, narrator.
Hector está en
Casa.
casa con su España
Esposa.
esposa.
Good. All right, Carlos.
Ahí está. Buenos días, mi María.
Very good. Dante.
Buenos días, mi amor. ¿Dónde está mi libro de inglés?
Pablo. You got lucky this time, Pablo, because you get two like one-word answers. Perdón. Yep. All right. Juan Esteban.
Tengo un examen de inglés en la universidad. Necesito mi libro.
And it's also, you guys both times through have said examen correctly, which is great because it ends in an N, and so the second to last syllable gets accented. So you're already picking up on that. That's wonderful. All right, Maria.
María, tu libro está aquí.
Aquí.
En la mesa.
Good. Blanca.
Perdón, mi amor, está cansada.
Estoy.
Estoy cansada.
Bruno.
Querías.
Quieres.
Quieres.
Yeah. It's so always the K sound with the QU. Quieres. Copy. All right, Carlos. This will be Maria si. What that part?
Is it the one that says pardon?
It's going to be right after Hector says quieres café. So
You know?
it'll be line 8 if you're counting down from this first
okay.
Hector.
Line 8.
Yeah, counting down from Hector. I think I counted right.
Aquí está.
So this will be sí por favor. You can just say that.
Sí, por favor.
Good. All right, Dante.
Con o sin leche?
Very good.
Sin leche.
Aquí está.
Good. Aquí
Aquí
está. Narrator.
María pone azúcar en el café. Ella bebe su café.
Good. So azúcar, because of the accent,
Azúcar.
and then ella. Good. Blanca.
No.
Good. This will be gay.
Okay.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of Q practice today, which is very good. Because I had forgotten to teach you guys about Q every single time. I don't know why. So now we're making up for it. All right, Carlos.
María, ¿estás no cansada? Or wait, no. Sorry. Eso está
Mhm.
no es azúcar.
Good. Azúcar. And that's good. All right, Dante.
Maria, ¿estás muy cansada?
Good.
Sí, necesito más café. Con azúcar, no con sal.
Good. Con. And you got it. All right, well done. All right. Next thing, let's go ahead and translate this. But first of all, so I know that one of you's already done this on Duolingo, so you got a little bit of an advantage, but that's okay. You can still answer with everybody else. What is the general summary of what you think is happening in this dialogue?
Maria, or yeah, she poured salt into her coffee instead of sugar.
Very good. Yeah. So she put salt into her coffee instead of sugar. That's great. So what word is sugar then?
Where is it? Oh, azúcar.
Good. Azúcar. Which I've actually been saying wrong for years. I used to say without the accent in the wrong place or in the right place. And what would salt be?
Salt.
Salt. Good. And what is she looking for? So eventually,
For her book.
but at first, so her husband does ask if she wants coffee, but before that,
Her book.
yeah. So she's looking for her book. And so, what is book?
Libro.
Good. Libro. All right. And you could probably figure out what kind of a book it is.
English.
Good. Libro de inglés. So, de means of or from. And really, like when you're translating, there are certain words that are going to be especially important because they're just like really common, like de, and other just like prepositions and things like that that just pop up everywhere. So de is of or from, and okay, so she was looking for her English book, and you can probably figure out la universidad. What is universidad?
University.
Yep, nice little cognate there. A lot of reading Spanish is like this, where you'll pick up words because they're similar. The challenge with Spanish, really, I found mostly is just how fast people speak it, but reading it I don't feel like is as hard. And part of that is because there are so many similar words. Okay, any other words that you picked up or figured out? Yeah, Dante.
Esposa and amor, husband and wife.
Good.
Wife and husband.
Yeah, so it looks like amor would be husband because he says esposa, which would mean wife, and then she says amor, which you'd figure it would mean husband, but it actually means love. So, but that was totally correct for you to infer that. Like your process was very sound. So she's calling him my love, mi amor. So I'll put this over here as another word that we're going to just see a lot of. Mi is my. And what else?
Well, I already knew it, but mesa is like the table.
Oh yeah, mesa.
Mesa.
So mesa. And actually, you know what a mesa is like in geology? Like it's like a flat mountain kind of thing, and that's because it. And you'll find them like out west, you know, where there, especially used to be a lot of Spanish spoken, but still is. And so that was like a Spanish word table describing the shape of these mountains. Or I guess you'd call it a plateau, I don't know. It's like a mountain plateau. But what else?
Leche, isn't that milk?
Yeah, good. Leche is milk. Or milk. So many different ways people say milk. Yeah, leche is milk. No. Anything else? I'll tell you all this estoy stuff and está. That's a verb that you're going to learn later, and it's a little bit complicated. So right now you just kind of have to navigate around that. But
It's for my, isn't it?
it's going to mean I am if it's estoy, and está is going to be it is, and so it's all basically the being verb, like is.
Yeah, I
but
learned
with
that
a different
last
subject.
year.
Okay, cool. Dante.
Necesito, need.
Yeah, very good. Necesito, like it's necessary. So necesito is I need. Did you just figure that one out, or?
Kind of.
Very good. And all the verbs in Spanish, their endings are going to change depending on who the subject is. So if a verb in Spanish ends in O, then it's I need it. So necesito, I need. But if it was necesitas, that would be you need. And if it was like necesita, it would be like he, she, or it needs. We'll talk about that later. But
Pardon. Pardon.
very good. Perdón is like pardon or forgive me. Perdón. And I'll just say forgive me / pardon.
Duolingo said it means excuse me.
Yeah, that was the other one. Excuse me. And typically, if you're going to say, like, if you want something that's like more of an apology, you could say perdón, but another thing you could say is lo siento. And so perdón is going to be excuse me when lo siento is not, but they both can kind of mean forgive me. So I'll say forgive me. Often you'll see that as like lo siento, which is kind of funny because I think what lo siento, what it literally means is I feel it. So
Aquí is here.
very good, aquí, here. You guys are doing great. This is exactly what you want to be doing when you read stuff in Spanish. Aquí is here. Anything else?
Ella is she.
Good, ella is she. I'm running out of space, so now this is getting chaotic. I wasn't expecting you guys to pull so many out. Alright. What if we read it one more time and translate it? You guys up for that? See if we can fully. And whatever you can't do, I will fill in.
One thing I don't know is what cansada is.
Oh yeah,
forgot what
cansada.
that
That's
is.
important. So cansada. This is an adjective. Anybody have a guess?
Isn't it like in there or I forgot what it was.
Cansada is tired. And you usually introduce adjectives with their masculine form, so it would be cansado if a man is saying I'm tired. But if a woman says she's tired, it's cansada. So masculine adjectives get O, feminine A. Unless it's one that just ends in an E, because there's a lot of those too. Or some other letter. All right. So, should we go around and read again? Let's do it, because it's just more practice. All right, this time we'll start with Carlos. It's good because the repetition of it, like this is a really good method for learning a language. Just take the same thing and do it over and over again. It's surprisingly beneficial.
Hector, esta, en casa con su esposa, Maria.
Very good. Go on. And that was great.
Wait, do we translate it?
Oh yeah, thank you. So what is the translation?
Who are you asking?
Everybody.
Hector is in
Yep. And so literally it's he is in house, but if you say en casa in Spanish, that just means at home.
With his wife, with his whip?
Yep, so con is another one that's really important. Con means with. Yeah, with his wife, Maria. And su is a word that can mean lots and lots of different things. It all depends on context, but here it's going to mean his. It's a possessive adjective here. All right, Hector.
Good morning, Maria.
Very good. Yep, and say it anyway, just for practice.
Buenos dias, Maria.
Very good, and that is right. Good morning, Maria. All right, Pablo.
Do you want me to say it in Spanish or
Mhm.
try to translate?
Yeah, first say it in Spanish, and then we'll try to translate.
Buenos dias, mi amor. ¿Dónde está mi libro de inglés?
Good. Translation.
Good morning, my love.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where my book is for English?
Good. Yeah. So, ¿dónde está? Where is my English book? Okay. Juan Esteban. You're the lucky one this time. Perdón. Yeah. Pardon or excuse me. And yeah, here's a good place where excuse me really would be the best translation. Maria. This would be line 4, I guess.
Wait, who'd you point to?
Maria. For Maria, which is confusing.
Tengo un examen
Mhm.
de inglés en la universidad.
Universidad, so
Universidad.
Good.
Necesito mi libro.
Very good. Translation?
I need my book.
Yep. So the last one, necesito mi libro. I need my book. Now, tengo, I'll give you a hint on that one. That's I have.
Is she saying I'm studying English at the university?
Basically.
I have an English exam at the university.
That's right, yeah. So examen is exam. So tengo, I have. What's that? All right, Blanca.
Maria, tu libro está aquí en la mesa. Maria, your book is here in the house. Or, yeah, in the table. On
Good.
the table.
And so en, it's like in Latin. You know, in Latin, if you've done Latin before, in can mean in or on. Same thing with en. So either in or on. So here would be on the table. Next one, that would be Bruno.
Perdón,
Mhm.
or mi amor, estoy cansada.
Cansada. Yep. A is always the a. Very good. Translation?
Forgive me, my love.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
I'm
Good.
tired.
All right. Carlos.
Alright. Clarice Cafe?
Good. Quieres cafe. Translation? I bet you can take that one.
Huh?
I bet you can take that one by yourself.
I need coffee.
Basically. Well, he's asking her, do you want coffee? So that's good. Dante.
Sí, por favor. Yes, please.
Very good. Por favor is please. Good thing to know if you're ever traveling. You know, fun fact about that. So when I was in Cambodia, the first time I was there twice, but the first time I was there for 6 weeks. and I made sure I didn't teach myself how to say I'm sorry, because I had known for a while I was really, really over apologetic. And so I thought, if I can't say I'm sorry and they know that, then that's a good way for me to break a habit, and it worked. You know, I'm still over apologetic, but not as bad as I used to be. All right, Pablo.
Con sin leche?
Yeah, con o sin leche.
Which means, do you want milk? What is it?
Basically, yeah. So with or, and then I haven't taught you this one, but this is an important one. Sin is without.
So with or without?
All right, Juan Esteban.
Sin leche.
Maria says with milk.
Without. Yeah. So con leche would be with milk, but sin would be without. All right. Sorry, Maria.
Oh.
This will be Hector, the very last one before the narrator.
Aquí está.
Very good. All right, Blanca.
Maria.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is aquí está?
Here it is.
Here it is. Yep. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Maria pone azúcar en el café. Ella bebe su café.
Very good.
Or su café.
This one's tough.
Maria. What's pone mean?
So this is going to be puts or places.
Okay, so Maria puts sugar sugar in her in the coffee.
Very good.
She
And
Bebe
beber is
es
to drink. So yep, she drinks.
drinks the coffee.
Yep,
Or her
she-
coffee.
hmm
What did you say, the A and the Y? What is this? What is the,
This would be I.
I, okay, I know.
Good. Which is like oh no, basically.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos. Hector.
Okay. Eno.
Yep. K. This will be K.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
Um.
And K is what?
Hold up. Yes. No wait.
So Dante, this will be Maria.
Yeah, soy es sal, no es azúcar.
Good.
So
Eso es sal, no es azúcar.
it's salt, not sugar.
Very good. And so eso actually means that. And you wouldn't have known that, anybody. But eso is that, and we'll get into that later. But, all right, Hector. So that'll be Pablo.
What does cansado mean? Or is- I know how-
Tired.
Tired? Maria estás muy cansada?
Very good.
And Maria, what does it mean again? Sorry.
So estás is going to mean you are in a certain way. And any idea what muy would be?
Very.
Very, yeah. So Maria,
You're very tired.
yep. And finalmente Juan Esteban as Maria.
Si necesito más café con azúcar no con sal.
Good. Azúcar. S sound. No con sal. Excellent work. So you probably learned a few words. And I mean, that was kind of slow, right?
Did we translate the last one?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay, what's the last one?
Yes, I need.
Yes. I need more coffee with sugar, not salt.
Very good. So this is a good process for just teaching yourself a language. Take one passage and take it in English and in Spanish. And here you didn't have the English, and you still did this just fine. You know, and but especially if you have the English, and just go through it multiple times. Build your vocabulary that way, and it'll kind of make more grammatical sense each time through. But that was also excellent pronunciation practice because it had lots of letters in it. So we got just a few minutes left. And the last thing I want to do, I want to do more conversation practice, but I think that was probably sufficient. So let's go through the vocabulary for this week. So I got a bunch of nouns now, and for time's sake, I'll just say them and you repeat them. So number one, el carro,
carro.
the car. Number two, the house, la casa. The telephone, el teléfono.
El teléfono.
The food, la comida.
La comida.
This is, yeah, these are all new.
Oh, I don't think I got the sheet.
It's on
This
the back.
is fall week 3 checklist. It's on the back.
No. This is checklist.
Yeah, try look at the back. There you go. The table, la mesa.
La mesa.
The person, la persona.
La persona.
And you don't have to roll your R as much as I did. That's a mistake I always make. The bathroom, el baño.
El baño.
Very important for traveling. La ciudad is the city.
La ciudad.
Good. White is blanco.
Blanco.
So that's how your name's derived, Blanca. It's just a feminine version of white. Black is negro. All right. Red is rojo. And remember, when you start a word with an R, you can roll it, even if it's just a single R. I don't think they ever start a word with a double R. I don't think I've ever seen that. Blue, azul.
Azul.
Good. Green is verde.
Verde.
Yeah, remember, verde. Gray is gris.
Gris.
Yellow, this is a fun one to say, amarillo.
Amarillo.
Yeah, amarillo. Now here's a tough one because of the number of syllables. Orange. Someone want to try that? Someone brave?
I'm good.
Go for it.
Anaranjado.
Very good. Anaranjado. Yep. Anaranjado. Pretty hard. Brown has actually like even more names than this. Another one is color café, which is like color of coffee basically. So color café would be one. But then pardo or marrón. All right, purple, morado.
Morado.
We use that one a lot in Spanish too, because that group of students, they always make sentences about purple goats. Pink is rosado.
Rosado.
Now I got some more numbers. So let's actually count to 25 in Spanish after we go through these, so remind me if I forget. So 0 is
Cero.
cero. 21, 21. 22, 22. 23, 23. 24, 24. 25, 25. So let's count all the way to 25 until we run out of time. So starting with 0, okay? So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and now we have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So all the way from 16 to 25, you have whatever your tens place is with an I at the end, followed by the number 1 through 1 through 10. So 10, 7, or sorry, say 7, 8, 9, and then 20, 1, 2, 3, etc. Any questions? Great job today. You're really coming along already. So next week, again, we'll start on chapter 1. So we'll get more into grammar. Up to now, it's just been like vocab and pronunciation. So we're going to get into grammar next week. And really, grammar is going to be a key focus from this point on. You can just kind of hang out till the bell rings, which is going to be in like 15 seconds probably. But I'm not really supposed to let you out before it does, so.